Hello everyone. Hi. Let's start discussing today's topic, and the today's topic of discussion is work ethics and the workplace. Okay, so this is Unit 54 PPP Module D. So let's start discussing everyone. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about what is a work ethic. What is a work ethics? Okay, ethics we have already discussed in unit 51 also, 52 also, unit 53 also. What is ethics, right? So ethics we all know are the set of guidelines and principle, right? When we are talking about work ethics is actually the type of guidelines, principles, and values that guides individual behavior in a professional setting. Means when you are going to a office, when you are going to any company, when you are going to a corporate, and then you want to have something, your behavior is being judged on the basis of work ethics. Because when we are talking about the work ethics are the values and the principle that guides individual behavior, what is expected from that individual in a professional setting, in a working environment. That is called as the work ethics. Okay, now what are the indicators of the work ethics? How you can judge that, okay, this is a particular place, is this place is following the work ethics or not? So now if we talk about how the work ethics is being judged, first of all, employees attitudes towards their job. What is the employee attitude towards their job? Okay, by this you can judge, okay, if it is good and if it is ethical, you can say yes, the work ethics are followed in this particular area. Or what is the engagement with the organization? What is your relationship with the colleagues? Means what is the relationship of the colleagues with each other? How the task is being appreciated, and what is the external communication? So these are all the indicators of work ethics. If you are seeing all these areas very keenly, then you can just judge that, okay, this particular area has the work ethics or not the work ethics, right? Now, something bigger than self. Now, this is important. Okay. Something bigger than self means it is expected from you that you don't have to think only for yourself. Okay. There is something big you want to achieve. There is something big you have to achieve in your life, right? So, there is a hierarchy. So, one hierarchy is being formed especially for human beings, so that they thinks about one's life. So the hierarchy is being formed that, okay, let's think in this hierarchy. Okay, so first of all, when we are talking about this hierarchy, so there is self. First you have to think for yourself. Now it is not called being selfish. No, once you are happy from your side, if you are happy from within, then you can make efforts to make everyone happy. If you are successful, then you can just make efforts towards the other. So in this hierarchy, it is expected, first of all, that you have to think of yourself first. You have to do whatever you want to achieve in your life. First, you have to do for yourself. Okay, and this is not being selfish, this is actually a hierarchy. Then, after yourself, you have to look for your family. Then, after family, you have to look for a community. Then, after community, you have to look for the religion you are following. Then, after the religion, you have a society to care also. And after that society, you have some global causes to achieve also. So, this is the hierarchy in which anyone is expected to think. First, think about yourself, then your family, then your community, then your religion, then your society, and finally, the global. Okay. Now, when we are talking about the ethical behavior at the workplace, ethical behavior at the workplace, what are the benefits of that? So we know that the ethics plays a very important role in any organization for maintaining the decorum of that organization. Ethics or ethical behavior is the very first step. Okay, and that's why work ethics are formed, and that's why ethics are formed, because this is the main thing which is expected in an organization. So first of all, what is the if we say that, what is the benefit? First benefit is both the internal and external stakeholder values. Stakeholders means anyone who is associated with that corporate. Okay, whether it is an employee, whether it is a customer, whether it is the investors, or anyone who is associated with that particular organization, everyone values the ethical behavior. Everyone. How, what does the harm means? Everyone appreciate if you are behaving ethically, if you are following work ethics, you are coming in time, you are going in time, right? You are properly well dressed, according, or appropriated dressed according to the working environment. Everyone values it, both internal and external stakeholders, right? Second, complex situations require ethical decision making, right? So there are some complex situations where you have to make a tough decision, where you have to choose between two right. What is more right? What is less right? Okay, so you have to choose between more right or less right. So the complex situations require ethical decision making. Okay. Third, ethical behavior involve personal belief, values, and service delivery. They help to assess the customer, and sometimes they help to resolve the dispute of the customer privately. Okay, public discussion of the company is unethical. So if there is any issues which are going on in your company and you are doing the public discussion of that, it is considered as unethical. Following a lawful superior is ethical, harmful orders are not. Okay, it means that what? See, when we are talking about the lawful superiors, only if you are following the judgment, or if you are following the orders of your senior, if you are think that only following the orders of your senior is ethical, okay, that is not the thing. Okay, work ethics are vast area. It included very much. Okay, the orders, yes, the following the orders, it is one of the aspect of the ethical behavior, but here it is also a catch, that you don't have to follow each and every order, because if there is any order which is harmful, okay, if there is any order which is going against your honesty, if the manager is saying that no matter what, you have to close this particular client, you if you have to cheat him, just cheat him. So this is not the way. So if you are following the harmful order, and if you are saying that nay, we are following the order of the superior, this is the ethical behavior, whether the superior is giving the right order or the wrong order, that is wrong. We have to judge. Ethical behavior is all about the judgment between right and wrong. So you have to judge what is right, what is wrong, and then you have to follow. Okay, following order is one of the aspects, but judging that this order is good or bad, judging that this order is right or wrong, this is very important for our ethical behavior. Routine transaction do not require extensive reflection and is followed established ethical guidelines. When you want to see that a particular behavior it is followed in an organization or not, you have to see their routine transaction. Every routine transaction, in every minute routine transaction also, you can display your ethical behavior. Like, for example, coming office in time. If the office time period is 10 a.m., if you are coming exactly at 10 a.m. or before that, you are not coming late. It is daily routine activity. Okay, you cannot say that ethics only comes when the big decisions need to be made. No, every routine transactions also is a display of ethical guidelines. So you can just display your ethical behavior in the routine transactions also. Clear, everyone? Right? So these are the benefit of the ethical behavior at a workplace. Now, when we are talking about the recognizing ethical workplace, first of all, the respectful treatment toward the customer. So if you are treating your customer with respect, yes, ethical workplace is there. That workplace is called as the ethical workplace. Okay. The employee should have a clear knowledge of the business process and provide accurate answer. If some customer is coming, for example, you all are banker, right? As a banker, it is expected that you should know your work clearly. If any customer is coming and asking about any type of current or saving account or whatever the business process of that bank is, you are expected to know this and you have to provide the correct answer. Okay. And if you're doing so, yes, it is a recognition of a ethical workplace, right? Then you have to provide a positive customer service commitment. You have to discuss work related discussion. Workforce discussion is done. If any employee, if any in organization, work related discussion are done among the employees, that is also indicator of the ethical workplace. Professional boundaries are set up. You know your professional boundaries there, right? There is no favors, no expectations of gifts or anything. There is nothing, no bribes, fair treatment for all the co-employees, and support for the employer policies. Whatever the employer policies are, you should showing support towards that. If these are done, then it is all the recognition of the ethical workplace, right? Now, when we are talking about the unethical behavior causes and their remedies, okay? So, what are the causes of the unethical behavior? Sometime when we are talking about the organization, different individuals are actually engaged in the unethical behavior. So, what are the causes of unethical behavior? First of all, the causes of is you don't have a complete ethics manual, okay? So, in an organization, if you don't have a proper set of guidelines in behavior, you don't have a proper manual to guide anyone, so then the organization may follow the unethical behavior. So, for a ethical behavior, you should have a proper code of ethics manual. You should have a proper manual for judging or for guiding the other employees. Okay. And if the organization don't have this formal code of conduct, it is one of the reason why unethical behavior exists in that organization. Then fear of action. Fear of action, if we talk about the employees may behave differently if they find the management practices ethics very seriously and even take action against them if they goes or if the things goes unethical. It means what? See, fear of action means, for example, I'm an employee for if in an organization, and if I have a fear of action that if I do something unethical, that management will not tolerate and I will be suspended from my job. If I have this fear of action, then I will behave ethical. Okay. Because I have something fear, okay, in me, right? But if I don't have this fear, if I'm seeing that in an organization everyone is chilling out, right, management is not following ethics, and there is no, if I have cheated, no one is going to just question me, or there is no fear of action on me, then obviously my behavior will be different, right? So fear of action is also a reason for the unethical behavior. So first of all, you should not, if you are not having the complete code of ethics manual, then it can result in an unethical behavior. If the employees don't have a fear of action, then also they can just cause the unethical behavior in the organization. Unrealistic target, pressure which is built on an employee. Unrealistic target has been given to any employee, to any banker, right? That you have to achieve this much target, this much target, this much target. Now, for closing that particular target, we have to engage in the rat race, right? We have to do all the hook and crook to just save our jobs, to just meet the target, right? So this is the unrealistic target, and the pressure building on the employee is one of the most cause, if we can say, it is one of the most prominent cause of this unethical behavior in the organization. Influence of co-employees means what your co-employee is following, right? Influence of the co-employees always comes on you, right? Like for example, okay, if you are seeing that your employee is working your their personal works in the office hour, and no one is saying anything to that co-employee, the very next day you would also start doing the same thing. Okay, because you see that no one is asking, he is doing his personal work in the office hour, why not me, right? So influence of the co-employee is also one of the reason for the unethical behavior in the organization. Now, unprincipled leadership. Unprincipled leadership means when there is no reporting. Okay, the top management has no control over the middle or the junior level employees. They don't have any interaction with each other. The top management, the investigating agencies, they are not uh, seeing the task which is given to the middle and junior level. If this is not there, then also the unethical behavior are expected in the organization. Okay, means are not appreciated. Means are not appreciated means the path you have taken to achieve something, that is also not appreciated. For example, I have given here two examples, right? The two examples I have given here, for example, there is employee A and there is an employee B. Okay, now they both have been given a target. Now they have to close the sale. Now A follow honesty, okay, and because of which A doesn't able to achieve that target, but B is dishonest to their particular customers, okay, and they just close the he just closed the sales. Now manager appreciated B, okay, and discouraged. Manager says that you are not able to fulfill your target no matter how, but B has fulfilled their target. Okay, so good job, B. Now you have taken a mean which is called as honesty and which is not appreciated in the organization. The very next time that the target is given, A is also following the dishonesty to meet the target. So this is also a way, or this is also a reason why unethical behavior exists in the banking or in any corporate area, right? So code of ethics, fear of action, unrealistic target, influence of co-employees, no leadership or means are not appreciated. These are all the causes of unethical behavior. Then what are the remedies for this? Remedies is, first of all, you have to develop a comprehensive ethics manual. Okay, if you don't have an ethics manual, develop that. Okay, then you have to initiate the conversation about ethics. You have to initiate that what is ethics, why ethics is very important for this organization. The management has to communicate it to their employees, right? Then you have to address the unethical behavior. You have to refer the ethical manual. If anyone is doing something unethical, you have to address that, okay, you are doing something unethical, right? It is noticed by me. Then you have to refer it to the ethics manual, that you have to read that ethics manual to have a proper ethical workplace. Okay, and the top examples are set by the top management. It means that the top management should follow ethics by themselves. They are following, then also the junior and the middle level employees will follow automatically. Rewards and appreciation should be given for appreciating the ethical conduct. Open discussions are there, and you have to prioritize reputation alongside the result. So these are the remedies for the unethical behavior. Okay. Now, some of the unethical practices found in the workplace. So there are some unethical practices which are found in the workplace. Okay, now what are the unethical practices which are found in the workplace? First of all, there is an abuse of official email. There is what? There is an abuse of official email. Okay, you have the official email, you are using that official email for doing your own business work, okay, for having the contacts with other. That is actually the unethical practice you are following at the workplace. Pre-employment test. Nowadays, pre-employment test is very common, and this is the most unethical practices which are found in any organization, especially the ladies, women's. So they are asked to have a pregnancy test before joining any organization. Okay, why? Because if they are found pregnant, if she is found pregnant, she is actually not fit to join the job. That is actually the unethical practices which are going in different workplace, because they don't have want the organization don't want to give the maternal benefit, maternity leave to that particular employee. So they are expected to go a pregnancy test first. They have to reveal whether she is pregnant or not pregnant, and then only the management decide, okay, whether she is fit for joining the job or not fit for joining the job. This is the unethical practices which are going in the workplace. Personal habits, you are doing your personal job in the office workplace, you are doing the job of your children in the office workplace, right? So these are the personal habit also which are the unethical practice. Data leakage, data leakage means the preference of the employees are leaked in the organization. As a banker, you have seen the transactions in the account of your particular customer, and according to that you know that what are the kind of the expenses that particular customer is engaged on. If you leak this data to any third party app provider, they customize services and sell it to the customer. So this is called as data leakage. The preference of the customers and the data of the customer is leaked. I have given here a very good example also, like for example, you must have heard about the Taj hotel chains. Taj hotel chains do what? If you enter in any Taj in India, they just note your preference, your day routine. Okay, you are waking up at this, you prefer coffee or tea, or you have this in their lunch. They just note complete customer behavior. And why this customer behavior is noted? So that these customer behavior are circulated within all the chain of the Taj, so that that particular customer is, if go to any other Taj chain, that particular Taj chain will serve that customer according to that preference. Now this is a very good initiative, right? But sometime, for example, that Taj just leak that data of the customer to anyone else. Okay, so that is called as the data leakage. Okay, so that is the unethical practice at the workplace. Okay, or if you are helping your friend in any type of social discussion, if you are helping your friend out of your official position, then also it is an unethical practice found in a workplace. Like for example, you as a manager receive a call, like the example I have given you yesterday. You have a manager receive a call from your childhood friend, and he is asking, she is asking for a favor, that I'm searching a groom for my daughter. Just please help me. There is a one particular person who have the salary account in your bank account. Just check their salary account, how much salary he is receiving, his spending needs, and etc and etc. Now if you just help that particular friend, okay, and you have taken or misuse your official position, then it is the unethical practice found in the workplace, right? Now, conducting some personal business during office place. Yes, most employees conduct their personal activities also in the workplace. Yes, this is also the unethical practice nowadays found in an organization, right? For example, some unrelated tasks done by the employees in the workplace are, you are filing your tax return for yourself, you are taking up the assignment for clients, you are searching and comparing the products, online shopping. This is the most common thing which is found in the female employees. They are searching online shopping every time. Okay, they are guiding employees to do their small business, you are doing the tasks of your kids, etc. And the reason you are doing this, first of all, you should, if you are engaging in any of these activities, it is why? Because first of all, maybe you have low work ethics. Okay, you are not following the work ethics. Okay, you have no respect for other, you have greed of money, you have unquestioned job security. It means that you are thinking, might that job, you are losing the job. Okay, you are not believing in your family member, you have not adequate workload, you are distracted and demotivated. So these are the reason why you are taking these unrelated tasks, your personal task at the workplace, right? Now, if we talk about the ethics of a banker, so there are particular ethics of a banker which is expected from a particular banker. Okay, very important. Okay, so Banker has three stages of career. When we are talking about the banker has three stages of career. So there is an initial stage. Initial stage means your 5 to 7 years of entry in the banking industry. So if you have entered and you have completed your 5 to 7 year, within this 5 to 7 year, you are considered at initial stage. When you have completed or you are entering into the seventh year of your working, 7 to 15 years, then you are considered as a middle management. And senior management means when you have completed more than 15 years in a banking environment, right? So at an initial stage, you are expected to groom yourself ethically first. So initial 5 to 7 years, the focus is the banker need to groom ethically. Okay, you have to groom yourself ethically. Then at middle level management, it is expected that you should guide the new joiners. The guidance is expected from you. And the senior management, they are actually the bearer of the bank reputation. So they have the responsibility to preserve the bank reputation, because if you have worked in a bank for more than 15 years, now the bank is known with your name. Okay, so you are the actually the bearer of that bank reputation. So it is important that you have to just hold and preserve that bank reputation. Okay, now some of the ethical quality which is expected from a banker during his complete career is honesty, integrity, commitment to customer, confidentiality, fair treatment, transparency, and duty mindedness. So these are some of the ethical behavior which is conducted or which is expected from a bank. Okay, now last thing of this chapter is whistleblowing in a bank. So when we are talking about the whistleblowing policy in a bank, so whistleblower is a person who actually discloses about any of the wrongdoing in the organization. Whistleblowing policy in a bank is introduced for public sector bank. Okay, so if there is any bribe which is going on in a public sector bank, if it is any there is any wrongdoing in a public sector bank, for disclosing that particular wrongdoing, there is a person which is called as whistleblower. And Whistleblower Protection Act 2021 give the protection to the identity of that person who discloses about the wrongdoing in government bodies or project and offices. So their identity is actually secured under the Whistleblower Protection Act 2011, right? So it is for the public sector bank. Okay, now they have RBI has introduced the protected disclosure scheme for all the private bank also and foreign banks also. What are the areas you need to report under this whistleblowing policy and in the bank? Any type of correction, fraud, regulatory non-compliance, right? Now you have to complain it as the complaint under the protected disclosure scheme for bank. You have to just write this, and then you have to address the department of supervision. You have to give name, designation, and address of the complaint, right? But when you have submit the complaint to RBI will not issue any acknowledgement of the receipt. Why? Because your identity need to be preserved. So your identity, in order to protect your identity, RBI will not acknowledge any receipt of receiving the complaint, right? And the protection of the genuine complaint is actually the responsibility of Central Vigilance Commission. Okay, so this is the complete chapter. What we have discussed in the whole chapter is, first of all, what is a work ethics? What are the benefit? How to recognize a ethical workplace? Then what are the causes of unethical behavior in the workplace? Then what are the remedies, solution for this unethical behavior? Then some common type of unethical practice which are found at the workplace, then these unrelated tasks and the reason for doing so, ethics of a banker, and whistle blowing policy in the bank. So this is the complete chapter, everyone. This is the whole chapter. Thank you so much. This is the complete chapter for all of you.